Hi, my name's Emma.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
And today we're talking to you about MyPlans. A MyPlan is a coordinated document to support children and young people who have a special educational need. It's designed for children who have complex needs, and so will have a number of agencies involved with them. Generally, you will use a MyPlan for children who have a level of need at a 3 on the Sheffield support grid, but you definitely will have a MyPlan for children who have a level of need of a 4 on the Sheffield support grid,
if they don't have an EHC plan in place. There'll be a number of agencies involved with the child, as Emma said, and the child will be displaying persistent difficulties. There may be concerns about the progress of a child over time.
So a MyPlan is really designed for children who have a need that's just not going to go away. It will be with them throughout their journey in education and beyond. The MyPlan has been designed to be a living document. So what that means is that it will be regularly reviewed and reflected upon through the year. We would expect to see Senkos and teachers to be making notes to it. It's not a finished product. It's not to be stored away in a filing cabinet. It's supposed to be adjusted and changed to allow us to effectively monitor how a child is progressing.
The MyPlan document, the MyPlan template, is available on the Learn Sheffield website.
Within the MyPlan there is a support plan. This should be reviewed 3 times a year. This should be reviewed with all the professionals that are involved with that child, plus the child and young person themselves and their parent and carers.
Wherever possible, as with everything to do with children with additional needs, assessment data needs to be evidence-based. So evidence-based from assessments you complete in school, evidence-based from assessments completed by outside professionals or appointments that the children attend. The MyPlan is combined with an FCAF to produce a holistic approach to supporting the needs of a child and their family.
You don't have to complete an FCAF, and you can complete an FCAF without having to complete a MyPlan.
The MyPlan covers education, health and care, so we'll have a full reflection of what's happening for the child, both strengths and areas of need.
The main bulk of the MyPlan is split into 4 sections. So there is communication and interaction, cognition and learning, social, emotional and mental health, and hearing, visual, physical and medical needs. These sections allow us to unpick a child's strengths as well as their needs. It's important that we do look at those child's strengths, because that helps us in planning effective support for them.
Following on from that, we can then use these strengths and areas of need to plan the specialist provision that we need to input for the child as documented on the support plan. For example, if a child has a receptive language difficulty, which means they find it hard to understand and comprehend things around them, we would then expect them to have some kind of receptive language intervention or support going on over the week in school. Some children may have areas of need across lots of different areas, as Emma describes, so communication, interaction, etc., etc. It's really important that we try and unpick what's going on for a child so that we can best understand them and also meet their needs.
For example, a child might be presenting with emotional regulation difficulties. It's really important for these children that we investigate whether they have a need for speech and language or cognition and learning, as this might be contributing or indeed causing the emotional regulation difficulties.
Sheffield have been working with localities to develop quality assurance processes. There is help and support out there when you're writing a MyPlan from your locality Senkos or lead heads for SEN within localities. The sections in the MyPlan are quite self-explanatory, but a really detailed, good MyPlan includes the following elements.
Up-to-date and accurate information.
Details of the review of the MyPlan, so the review's held with parents, carers, minimum 3 times a year.
Information about advice given and how it is being used and the impact on the child and young person's progress. So that's advice that's been given to you by an outside agency, and then what you've done with that.
Or the information you've gleaned from your assessments completed within school. Attendance percentage for the current period for the young person.
Details of the child and young person's attainment, progress they're making against age-related expectations, and progress against children and young people with or without similar special educational needs.
Details about the moderation of the Sheffield support grid exemplification levels and who and when these have been moderated.
And evidence that you've been to your locality to quality assure your MyPlan.
Details of the review of the MyPlan, which should happen 3 times a year and include the young person, parents and carers and any outside professionals. The main bulk of the MyPlan is added to over time. The support plan is a year-on-year document that outlines the outcomes for the child that you're working on for that current year. When you come to a new academic year or a new 12-month period, a new support plan will be created for the child and added to the back of the MyPlan.
When you come to a review, you will be ensuring that you invite the parent and carers and the child and young person themselves. You will be reviewing the MyPlan and the targets that were set and how the child has progressed towards those targets. And then a decision will need to be made, and there are 4 decisions that can happen. You can choose to cease the MyPlan because you feel that the child's needs don't need a MyPlan anymore. They've made good progress, they don't need that level of support.
And moving to a support plan will be sufficient at that point for that child, young person.
It might be that you choose to leave the MyPlan as it is, so you will still look at the support plan and make sure that that's updated for the next academic year, but you'll leave the rest of the MyPlan as it is. It might be that you decide you need to make some changes to that MyPlan, so it might be that you've involved some other professionals, or you might have received some information about that child from their home, and so you need to make adjustments and changes to the bulk of the text.
Or it might be that you feel that a MyPlan isn't sufficient to cater for the needs of that child, young person at that point, and at that point you feel it's appropriate to move forward with requesting an EHC plan, Education, Health and Care Plan. When thinking about whether an EHC plan is appropriate, sometimes we think about the quote, "Despite relevant and purposeful support, the child, young person is making limited or no progress," and deem whether or not that fits the young person moving forward with an EHC plan request.
When you're creating a MyPlan and when it is coming up to a period of review, it's important that you include the views of the parents and carers as they know their child best. It's also really important to include the views of the child and young person themselves.
Further information about requesting an EHC plan needs assessment is available on the Learn Sheffield website. Also, there is a flowchart that's helpful when you're talking to parents about the process, and also an animation.
If you would like more information about MyPlans, there is information on the Learn Sheffield website, or approach your lead Senko or your lead head teacher of your locality. Thank you.
Thank you.